If you're a sports club owner, you've probably heard that offering birthday parties is a great way to add extra revenue to your club. But let's be honest, they may seem like a total headache. From the outside, it looks like you have to onboard a dozen new kids to your club for each party. You have to collect payment and contact details. You have to get waivers signed, organize staffing, and come up with new activities. So you might be thinking, why should I bother? Why are other clubs even offering birthdays? Well, before we share the best ways to make birthday parties work, let me offer you a different way to think about birthday parties. You can't think of them as one off transactions. Instead, think of them as trials. Except there's one big difference. A lot of clubs offer free trials to get new students into their systems, but they may only get 3 free trials in a month. Well, how about getting 12 free trials in a single day? Only they're not free trials, they're actually paid trials because the birthday parents pay you $250 or more for the party. And if you have 2 birthday party openings each Saturday, then you're really getting 24 paid trials every single Saturday. That's 24 kids getting comfortable in your space, trialing some of your programming and having a blast with their friends. I hope you can see just how powerful birthday parties can be as a marketing tool for your business. That's what we're going to talk about in this episode, so stay tuned. So, first things first, why are birthday parties so important for sports centers running sports related programs, classes, things like that?
I think the main reasons is that usually you have underutilized or empty space every Saturday and Sunday afternoon, right? Because those are times where young families are not looking for programs the same way. I ran programs for years, and 1 to 4 Saturday Sunday afternoon was not a great time to fill classes and to give classes. So I think that those are moments where it's actually great to have these one-off events for parents to be like, hey, I can book my child's birthday. A lot of times those are in the afternoon, so you have an empty space. You have very qualified staff that probably want to make a few extra bucks because they're still in school, and you can pay them even more during those birthdays, so you can bring in a lot of revenue on those time. But then the other thing is you can use the birthdays to introduce new families to your center, to your programs, to the quality of your coaches, right? So I think that if you're running a center, a gymnastics club, a dance studio, a sports center, birthday parties are extremely important and can be a really, really good way to market your center.
Right. So that's a really good point that you're bringing up. In terms of marketing, this type of marketing is the best kind. It's word of mouth. It's you have one kid, and I experienced it as a parent too. Like my kid was invited to a center for a birthday party, and he loved it. I mean, the whole group absolutely loved it. And ever since then, there's been at least 2 or 3 more birthday parties at the same place because the kids just wanted to go back. And I hear them sometimes, they're speaking with each other and they're talking about this place, right? So really, really powerful impression that we can leave on families like that.
Yeah, and the interesting part there is it could bring you more birthday parties, right? If you go with your
Yeah.
child and like, wow, that was so much fun. That's what the child's like, I want that on my birthday. That's a really important aspect. But I think the bigger aspect is that most of the revenue for organizations that we help and that we're talking about, like dance studios and gymnastics and swim schools, most of the revenue is not birthday parties, right? This is like an added revenue, but it's added marketing too. So these people that are going to be coming in, they might not come back for their child's birthday party, right?
Hmm.
But they saw the quality of your coaches, and then they're like, oh, what are we doing in the fall session? Well, I
Right.
really, really enjoyed that birthday party. Let's go do a 10-week session of gymnastics, right? And maybe it's the first time they do that sport, and they never even thought their child would like that sport. Like as a parent, you're like, I don't like that sport. I don't think my kid's gonna like it, right? A lot of times we put them in stuff that we like, and then they go and they just have a blast. And it's like, well, yeah, let's sign them up, Saturday mornings in the fall for a rec class so they can develop, move, and all that. So you're
Yeah.
going to bring all these new families to your existing programming, which is, the bread and butter of your business. So the
Yeah.
birthday is like great revenue, but also introducing families to trickle into your other programs.
Right. 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 And even like, I'm just thinking now, even like a karate club, how cool would that be? Like you get a birthday party introduction to karate, some sort of fun way to bring it to all the kids and they're having fun together, I mean, how cool would that be? And then, oh yeah, well, okay, my kid really liked it. Well, that's encouraging. I think I'm going to try and sign him up for a season, see how it goes. So it's a big opportunity, no matter which way you look at it. But it has to be said, right? So a lot of people are probably listening to us, maybe thinking of tuning out because they're like, oh, yeah, okay, but birthday parties are such a hassle.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have to deal with all of the kids being invited and having to sign these waiver forms, and it's just I'm shuffling a bunch of papers and it's a bit of a nightmare. It can
Yeah.
be anyway.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk a lot about that, how we can put in place systems to make it not so much of a nightmare, because today the reality is that tech can handle a
Yeah.
lot of. So we're going to be talking about that. And by the way, if you're interested in everything that we're going to talk about in the coming minutes, we do have some show notes right underneath, linked to YouTube videos where we go really in depth to show you how to build these workflows and how to make it so that the whole, marketing and automation and dealing with, attendance lists is a lot easier to do now with the tech. So let's start with the marketing aspect. One really cool thing that we can do is we can market now at the right time to the right person. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So as you're running your sports center, people are registering to your programs. I would argue, I know when I used to run birthday parties, most of the birthday parties we did were coming from existing clients, right? They love our program, they love their coach, and then said, "Hey, I want to do a birthday with that person or at your center." So you have the data, you have the parent's email, and you also have the child's birthday. And the idea about a birthday is you have like one opportunity, right? You can't, if you email me in November and my child's birthday's in January, my child's birthday's in December, like you just missed me for 11 months. I'm not going to remember in 11 months to sign up for the birthday, right? So whatever marketing you do is not well timed. There's one
Timing is
automation
key.
you can
Yeah.
do. Timing is everything in this sense, right? So one automation you want to do is send an email 8 weeks before the child's birthday telling the parent, "Hey, Jonathan's birthday is coming up in a few weeks. And have you prepared the birthday, or do you want to do something for the birthday? We throw amazing birthday parties." Now you're entering the parent's mind exactly at the time that they're either thinking about it or should be thinking about it. And that's going to end up with a lot more sales on your side and a lot more birthday parties.
Absolutely. And what should be included in that initial email?
Yeah, I think the timing is super important. I think a link to book online is really important as well. It's like not a
Right.
contact us. Oh gosh, okay, now I got to call.
Yeah.
What are the
Write an
availabilities?
email,
Go see.
call. No.
So the whole workflow we're talking about today is it has to work from the start to the beginning, from the start to the end, right? You got to go right in,
Hopefully the
get
beginning and the start
yeah,
work together. Yeah.
get the marketing email at the right time, but then it brings you into a flow, which we'll talk about, that kind of simplifies everything, every other step for the parent, right?
Yeah, 100%. And this, one of the benefits of this is now you're reducing manual follow-up, and your better timing naturally leads to better conversion because you're catching the parent at the moment where they're thinking about it or they should be thinking about it. So even better, you're reminding them about, hey, your kid has a birthday coming. I hope you're going to think of something special to do.
And there's a concept in marketing I heard recently, which I love, and it says, be there before Google, right? And the idea
Uh-huh.
is like, you probably rank pretty well for birthday parties in your area, right? So the parents like, oh, my child's birthday is coming up. Let me Google what are the options, right? And then all your competitors are out there. You want to be there before they Google. So before they even think about it, you want to get, oh yeah, he likes his gymnastics club. He did a program in spring. He really enjoyed it. Let me go look at what they're offering, and then you have a really simple way to register online, good stuff, and then you get them there before they even get a chance to Google or go on ChatGPT and find what your competitors are offering.
100%. So we talked about that, so that initial email leads to basically a booking form, right? You go to see what dates are available and you book for the birthday. So that also is fully online. So what are the benefits here of having all of that whole process from invitation to reservation be fully online?
I think the first thing is there's no more phone calls and email chains of back and forth. Are you available on this date? On this date, is your gym ready? Is your coach available? And just what are your rates? It's just a mess of back and forth, right? So what you want to do is like streamline that into a very complete and customizable form where the parent comes in, they see the availability. So it's a nice calendar. It says every Saturday, at 1 p.m., 3 p.m. If somebody booked at 3 p.m., not available anymore, right? There's only one spot if you only have one spot. And then you follow up later with the child's age, child's, name. What are the add-ons that you want? How many children would you have? If there's below 20, it's like, included in the price. 21 to 30, there's a $50 extra, whatever it is, because you need a second coach. And are you going to be taking a room, right? An hour in a room, in a party room? Are you going to want a cake? Whatever you're offering at your center, you want to really build that out through the whole form. So it's very simple within a few clicks for the parent to design their own birthday flow at the right date that they want. And then as they fill it out and make payment or put the deposit in, you get a notification saying, oh, I know exactly what they're coming from. I know what type of cake they want. I know what room they're going to need. And it's fully, fully customizable for your path. So the parent just goes through it and you get the reservation right there and then.
100%. And, one of the things is if the parent can easily book the birthday party in their bed on their phone at 9:30 at night, that's gonna lead to a lot more conversion.
Oh yeah, and if you have to remember the next day to call the center for the birthday, maybe
No,
there's so
exactly.
many things that can happen, and especially birthday parties. We're talking about age groups from probably 4 to 9, 10 years old. That's kind of the age group. Those parents are overwhelmed, tired. We're in
Yeah.
that age range, and it's a busy period of your life. So if you got to make it as easy as possible for the parent.
Absolutely. So it's got to be, friction free for the parents. So there's no account creation before filling a form. They just simply fill a form and the invoice is generated. Maybe there's a deposit that you've taken upon registration. Maybe not, but that invoice is generated. So now you can add elements, remove elements. All that whole aspect of things is also automated and dealt with on the platform side.
And the contract is signed. So right away during that time, forgot about that part. Contract is signed at deposit, at payment. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're kind of stealing my fire now, but that's that's sort of
Yeah.
where I wanted to take it about automating the invitations and the waivers, so the contracts, all that stuff, right? So now that we have that parent email, great. Now we can send a follow-up and we can automate all the rest, all the other communications that we need to do. So the RSVPs, talk to us about that part of the workflow.
Yeah. And I think just the first part, actually remove contract signing with the parent who's organizing the birthday, payments, all that stuff is all set up. So your employee, all they have to do is get a notification, say, hey, Will booked a birthday on June 13th for his child. You say, hey, we just saw you booked. This is awesome. Here's an email to send to everybody you want to invite to the party, right? And what it does is you can create a nice Canva invitation where the placeholder is going to pop up with the child's name, the date of the party, the location, and then the parent has this kind of template. All they have to do is forward it to the 2025 kids they want to invite to the birthday, right? So if I'm on the receiving end of you inviting me to one of your child's birthday, I get a nice email, beautiful, Canva template with the organization's logo. So you're doing some marketing already there. And then it says, are you going to be coming to the birthday? So you would click, the parent says, yes, I'm coming to the birthday. That would automatically bring them to a form where they're going to confirm the participation. But when they do that, they're going to sign the waiver. So you're going to have all these waivers signed, and they will, once they sign the waiver, they're automatically added to an attendance list. So it makes it a lot easier for your staff to know how many kids are coming, who has signed the waiver, who has yet to sign the waiver on the day of, and it just kind of streamlines that whole process.
Absolutely. And so I think it's important to paint that picture. So at the front desk, now you're eliminating all that chaos. You know exactly who has and who has not signed the waiver. We have backup systems for those parents who inevitably will not comply with the initial instructions because that's going to happen. Let's be real. And so what we can have is we can have that contract, that waiver available as a QR code. So the parent pulls out the smartphone, and because all the forms are mobile first, boom, the contract is right there on the phone. They fill it out on location, and then we have no problems. The other great thing about that too is you mentioned attendance lists. So now we don't have to check off kids from a paper. We have a digital attendance list that we can check as kids are getting there. And that's a great opportunity as well to learn those kids' names.
Yeah.
Because you're reading them, you're checking with them. So it's even there's even benefits here for the staff members.
Yeah, and if you don't have that, like you have your staff member being at the front, of your gym at 1 p.m. just saying, "Hey, there's 22 kids coming." That's all you know. And the
Yeah,
birthday child
exactly.
that then one name, right? And then you just have these kids coming in from all over the place, and it's like, whoa, it's chaotic. Like I've run
Exactly.
some
There's
birthdays,
22 kids coming, but oh, wait a minute, I'm counting them. There's 26.
yeah, and
Now
I don't have
figure out which
waivers.
ones haven't paid. Figure out which ones haven't signed. Which.
Exactly. So having that waiver pre-signed, and then having the people who don't come, who are not there, have a QR code signing. It's it's simple. You're at the front desk. You have an attendance list. You just check people in, check people out, send them to the right place. I think larger centers who run multiple birthday parties is really interesting too, because then what birthday are you coming from? Where are you going to? You have two
Yeah.
separate attendance lists, two separate, fields or courts or gymnasiums that you're using. So I
Right.
think it just streamlines also for those larger organizations that will be running multiple birthdays at the same time.
Yeah, that's something we can add too, is that if you have different rooms for your birthdays, let's say you're a larger center, you have, I don't know, two lunch rooms and two
Yeah.
gymnasiums. Well, each of those can be assigned as resources to each party, right?
Yeah.
You know exactly where everyone is, and on your booking side of things, you know exactly what's available at all times. When somebody reserves, automatically the right resource gets booked. So it's just so many headaches are
Yeah.
avoided this way.
Yeah.
Day. And now all of a sudden, not only is it rewarding to run birthday parties in your center, but it's also fun because you feel like you're in control, right? So I think that's huge.
This episode is sponsored by Activity Messenger, an online registration software I helped build after spending more than a decade managing kids' sports programs and dealing with outdated, disconnected tools that slow everything down. I know the frustration of using a bunch of old tools that don't sync, don't scale, and definitely don't make life easier. Activity Messenger is built to fix that. Our goal is to be your all-in-one operating system, modern, mobile first, and to simplify your entire workflow. Want to check it out? Visit activitymessenger.com to book your free demo. Now, let's get back to the show.
Yeah, so we talked about attendance tracking. Maybe we can go straight to all the post-party follow-up stuff, right?
Yep.
Because now we're back into that opportunity, that marketing opportunity. Ability to start a conversation with those parents and those families who might not have been to your center if it wasn't for that birthday party. So tell us a little bit about that. We can send an email saying thank you.
Yeah.
And what else can we put in there?
Yeah, I think again, birthday parties, if we go back to the start of the episode, we said are a great marketing opportunity to bring in families who don't know about your programs into your programs for them to try it out while getting paid, right? Sounds really good. So that's amazing. But if they leave your center and forget about it, well, you might have lost some opportunities there because not everybody's gonna be like, wow, this is awesome. Let me open up my phone and sign up right away for the spring session, right? So by collecting their emails when they sign that waiver, what you want to do, or what a lot of our clients that have this automation do, is they set up an automation that will send out an email 2 to 3 days after the birthday saying, hey, Will, hope you love the birthday with your child. We loved having you over. Because you came to a birthday, here's a 15% discount on your child's birthday when they come in next time. So you're kind of promoting the birthdays coming up. So then you can fill out those Saturday and Sunday afternoons. Because for the workflow to work, you need a lot of birthdays going in. So you can have this staff dedicated to that, right? So you make it easier on your staff. They're going to want to do birthdays. And then you can have a specialist just doing Saturday and Sundays afternoon, giving the best birthdays. So that's like the birthday workflow if we stay at the level of the birthday. But what I see a lot of clubs doing is go to the next level. Where's your bread and butter? It's on those rec programs that you're running year long. They came in and they did a birthday party. Now it's like, okay, they might not want to come back to your birthday party. They loved it. But then they're like, oh, my kid likes gymnastics. My kid loves this dance coach or dance instructor. What are we doing in the fall session? Maybe I could come back to this instead of just looking at all these other programs. Like, oh, we know we like it. We've tried it already. We loved it. So you can also give it a coupon saying, hey, we offer a lot more than birthday parties. We offer all these programs. So automating that email to everybody who came in is going to drive a lot more revenue than just that birthday party.
Exactly. And it's really just realizing that birthday party guest list it contains a lot of future clients. You know, all those kids who loved it, and you know, the person who came to your birthday party is already a client. So
Yeah.
maybe that child is going to want to come and experience a gymnastic class, experience a karate class with their friend, right? So
And to go further on the marketing side, let's compare it. Like, this is an interesting one. Let's say you make $400 on a birthday party, right? And if you're listening to this and you're trying to grow your club, you're probably running meta ads, right? So you maybe have a budget of 400, $500 a week or a month, right? And you're running that. So you're paying that amount of money to get people who do not know you, who have no clue if your programs are good, who've never heard of you, to come in, right? It's a hard sell. It's going to work. I truly believe in meta ads, Instagram ads. But like, flip it the other side. If you're like, should I really do birthdays? Here's the encouraging part. Well, why not get paid $400 to get 20, 25 families coming in, you giving the best program ever, and then them coming back and being like, oh, it's a no-brainer to sign up for next session, right? So you're getting paid to market instead of spending dollars to bring people to your center. You're getting paid for it. So again, I stopped giving birthday parties when I was in operations because it was a headache. But nowadays the tech is there, and the marketing that comes around the tech is not only going to simplify your life, but it's going to help you grow. And you know, it could be one of the best marketing moves you can do. Just selling more birthdays or starting birthday parties at your center.
absolutely. So, you know, the end result of this is, if you can get all of this in place, all of the automation in terms of scheduling, in terms of organization of that guest list, the end result is you're going to create better birthday parties, better weekends. You're going to create better memories for all the people who come. And that's just going to, along with that marketing workflow, is just going to create more and more interest in your activities. So we have a really great workflow here. And like I said, again, if you're interested in diving deeper in this and how it actually works, go check out that YouTube video where we really present the whole workflow. Today, we just wanted to give you ideas and sort of motivate you to think about birthday parties again. Let's say, you know, maybe you tried before and you kind of got discouraged. We just want to sort of encourage you to say, it's worth it. It's worth it. And now there are tools that exist that can really make it easy to run.
And the importance also of like getting regular birthday parties at your center, right? Because if you're just running 1 or 2 per month, it's like it doesn't have the same effect, right? Because then your staff is like, oh, how do I do a birthday party again? Oh, those are hard, those are heavy. You know, I don't really want to come in on a Saturday afternoon, random Saturday afternoon, right? But if you put in all the marketing effort that we kind of talked about and more, then when you get regular, then you have these specialists that you can pay quite a lot to stay on a Saturday afternoon, because you're charging a certain amount. You can pay them a lot more than their hourly rate and get these specialists to be there. And then they get better at giving birthdays. So your birthdays offer gets better and better. So it fills out even more. And then again, it's just this kind of cycle of all these new families, 20, hundreds of families, probably hundreds of new families per month coming into your center, trying your program. Like that has incredible ripple effect to the rest of your programming.
Yeah, and huge benefit. So the idea here, again, if we recap, is, market before the birthday. Let parents self-book those reservations, and then go ahead and automate those invitations, automate the waivers. The parent sends the RSVP invitation to their guest list. So much of this is just taken off your shoulders as the admin. Make attendance simpler, and then there's that opportunity for follow-up after the event. And this whole workflow that we've described here is that marketing engine that has so much value. Anything you want to add before we close off?
No, I think that was good.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks everyone. I hope this episode gave you some good ideas, gave you some good encouragement. As always, let us know what you think in the comments here below the video. And if you have any questions on how to set this up, you just reach out and get on a call with us, and we'd love to present it to you in person as well. So we're always available to help you out. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Will.